You're listening to Kerry Lutz's Financial Survival Network, where you get valuable information you just can't find anywhere else. To thrive in today's trying times, you need the Financial Survival Network, now more than ever. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and get your free newsletter and gift. Financial Survival Network, now more than ever.
And welcome. You are listening to the Financial Survival Network. I'm Kerry Lutz, and today is September 14th, 2021. Well, we're trying to figure out what's going on here, what to make, where this thing is heading, the market, gold, energy, stocks, the Dow, S&P, and, well, we need to take a somewhat analytical approach, which is why we got Michael Moor with us. No, not that Michael Moor. I'm talking about the Michael Moor from Moor Analytics, and you find him at Moor Analytics, MOOR Analytics.com. Michael, great to have you back on. If you got a question for him or myself, you should shoot off an email right away to financialsurvivalnetwork.com, and my email address is kl@kerrylutz.com. Michael, welcome back. So what is the deal here? Hey, what is going on with these markets here, and should we be scared?
Well, which one do you want to look at first?
All right, so let's look at energy first. Nat gas trading I'm looking at my Bloomberg thing. It's trading at $5.20 per million BTUs. We haven't seen prices like this since the polar vortex. I'm here in Florida. There's no sign of a polar vortex coming anytime soon. This is just good old cost push inflation here. What do we make of this?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to have any opinion contrary to the general direction right now. I've been bullish in here since we broke above 266. And I would have to say, though, that this present run from 373 up to 535 has been pretty extreme without any drawbacks. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a pullback or some consolidation before this thing keeps ramping up to the upside substantially.
Where do you think we're heading? Are we looking at $10, $12 nat gas? Can it go that high?
It's wide open. I don't really have any specific projections up to this point. I've fulfilled most of my projections to the upside, but natural gas is its own animal. We're currently sort of holding an exhaustion level at 541. We just came shy of it by 536. But I would not get in the way of this market, and I would never recommend shorting something simply because it's too overbought.
All right. So interesting. And then we look. So traditionally, million BTUs is 1/6 of a barrel of oil, basically 6-to-1 ratio energy, meaning barrel of oil has 6 times more energy than a million BTUs. So barrel of oil has 6 million BTUs. That means we're still seeing a more than 50% discount per BTU of nat gas to oil. Do you anticipate that we're going to see it in parity?
Well, the oil, I have significant projections to the upside, which we talked about in our last interview about a month or so ago. So let me just share those with you. I've been bullish since April of 2020, and we're up about $61 from there per barrel, from the $15.37 a barrel mark. But we also took out a major formation at $57.45 a barrel, which projects this upward another $56 minimum, $110 plus maximum. Now we're about $18.96 into that so far. That's on a macro level. Just on a short-term basis, we just broke above a new formation a couple of days ago. That decent penetration above 69.63 projects this upward, $1.95 minimum, $9.85 plus maximum. So on the long-term and short-term, it's projected upward. If we have a decent break back down below where the short-term formation comes in at around 69.38, which decreases a little bit per hour. And then you probably see some just short-term pressure.
Really?
But right now, it's bullish on both levels. So I think the crude oil, the $55 a barrel, the $56 a barrel, I said could be seen within 9 months of when it originally broke above there, and we're about 5 months into that. But the $110 a barrel could take, a longer period of time.
Huh. Interesting. So what do you make of inflation here then? Because that's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. To be honest with you, my wheelhouse is strictly as a technician, so I analyze market movements and data. I'm not a real fundamental guy, but you're obviously feeling the inflation out there and the increase in the housing and all kinds of things. If you try to order a couch out there, you might be waiting 6 months to get it. You try to build a house and your lumber is multiple times what it was just a year ago. So whether or not the government says we're seeing inflation or not, you're certainly feeling it all the way around.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Transitory inflation. Yeah, I believe in it. I always say the best things in life are transitory, but everything seems to be pointing to increased inflationary expectations, right? I mean, we're really seeing this coming up, and the Fed doesn't really seem overly concerned about it, do they?
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're overly concerned about, which is a whole other story. But not really. Ready to spend more.
Very funny. Spend more, save the economy, save the planet, right?
Yeah, they want us to think that they're spending their money, but they're just spending our money.
Yeah, well, that's a given, right?
Right.
Yeah. So where are we heading to? What do you think? What markets do you think are the most promising that we're looking at now?
I mean, do you want to talk about Bitcoin at all or not?
Yeah. Bitcoin, please. Yeah, Bitcoin.
I analyze that also. I mean, I still think the crude oil and the energies in general have got a lot of upside. Obviously, the natural gas has been screaming higher pretty hard, so I would expect some kind of consolidation or pullback in there before anything.
Right.
The crude oil, the unleaded gasoline, the heating oil, all look poised for higher trade. The Bitcoin, I also believe, is poised for higher trade immediately. We just broke above a formation back at it, 43,960 that projected it higher. We've been moving higher from that. And then we're just trying to break above another formation here today, which comes in at 46,640. And if we can get above there, and that will project it upward. Decent trade above 46,665 will project this upward another 2,500 coin plus. So I think that what we've seen over here over the past week has been a bearish correction against a bullish trend up higher, and I think this has another leg to the upside. So we see this take this out right now. We could possibly see rally back up and take out 53,000. If we were to break above this level down in here at 46,675 decently and back below it decently, then I would expect to run back down to 43,300.
Yeah, so you think it's all pretty green for Bitcoin, huh?
Yeah. And this is no vote on mine as to the veracity of the coin or any of the backing behind it or anything like that.
You're agnostic as far as that goes, right?
Exactly. I'm a strict technical analyst. I just analyze price patterns and make predictions based off of that.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. So, what other markets are we looking at here?
Don't just survive, thrive. The Financial Survival Network.
Torque Resources is an exploration company establishing a portfolio of premier copper-gold early-stage projects in Chile. Torque's management and technical teams have a strong track record of raising capital, discovery, and monetization of exploration successes. The company's Margarita copper-gold project is located within the prolific coastal Cordillera Belt in Chile, which hosts some of the world's largest and most profitable copper mines. The Margarita project possesses excellent discovery potential for a major copper discovery due to the strength of the alteration communication system, large-scale magnetic targets, and the presence of copper oxide mineralization. Drilling is anticipated to begin in Q3 of this year. Torque trades in Canada under TORQ and on the OTC under TRBMF. To learn more, go to torqueresources.com. That's torqueresources.com.
This is the Financial Survival Network, the information you need to thrive now more than ever.
Well, my main wheelhouse is really the Bitcoin, the gold, and the energies. I don't really cover anything other than that financially. I could take a look at the S&Ps with you if you wanted to real quick.
Well, just tell us what you see about gold. Where are we heading with gold?
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Well, the gold just immediately is headed higher. We broke back above a formation today at 1,791, which that suggested we see strength coming in. We're seeing some of that strength come in right now. And right now we're up against another formation in the gold, which comes in at 1,809 to 1,812. A decent break above there. We'll probably shoot it right back up towards the recent highs at 1,836 plus. So that's what I'm seeing in there currently. But, on a very macro basis, we were in a bull trend that ended towards an extension area in August of 2020. We have been in a corrective bearish consolidation ever since then, which timing-wise is not really supposed to hold still for a period of time. So I wouldn't be surprised to see on a macro level just seeing this chop sideways more until we break out of a more established bull pattern on the upside.
All right. I can understand that. So I know exactly what you're saying there. And it's going to be interesting out here. So what are you most bullish about as far as markets that you cover, Michael?
The energies.
The energies.
Yeah, I think that it's got the most potential to the upside.
Yeah, so, I guess there's a tenuous relationship between nat gas and crude oil, right? Because we saw nat gas trading below $2 per million BTUs for large periods of time. And now it's really starting to go up. Do you think there's a connection between nat gas, inflation, and perhaps precious metals?
I think I'd be commenting above my pay grade if I may. Try to make an intelligent assumption on that.
That's all right. It's my pay grade. So I do believe there is. I think that whereas we used to look at crude oil as in the United States as a bellwether for inflation and higher inflation costs, energy being so basic, I think that nat gas has taken over in a lot of respects for crude oil from 30, 40 years ago. Actually, it's almost 50 years ago when we had those energy shocks due to the Arab oil embargo.
Right.
And, at that time we saw, it was all about oil. And so much of the country's energy consumption and energy production is nat gas, especially wet gas. Wet gas, people don't even realize it's like the equivalent of a few million barrels of crude production per day. So goes natural gas, so goes inflation, so goes the economy. Then you ask, well, is there a connection between nat gas, or I should say inflation, and gold? What's your take? Do you think gold will move based on inflationary expectations, or is there something else?
I think so. I mean, you can definitely feel the inflation coming. I do think that there's a lot more interest in the natural gas just on a geopolitical level to have more resources going towards that than going towards the crude oil and the other energies. So I don't see any interest in that waning anytime soon. As much as they would like to have other forms of energy take over, there's just not enough of it for the world demand out there unless they have some really miraculous inventions that come out. So,
yeah, it's one thing that's interesting. So dry gas, those are traditional natural gas wells that don't put out any condensates, right? They're just dry. It's just the gas itself. And it was so unprofitable for so long for most of those wells. I don't even know what the number of shut-in wells hit like 3, 4, or 5 years ago, but there was an enormous number. There's no mention of those shut-in wells. Do you think they have any impact on the price and the demand structure? Do you have any knowledge about them?
Again, I imagine that they would, but again, that would be a fundamental analyst's answer. Like I said, not to sound vague or even sound ignorant, but there's fundamental analysts that study the supply and the demand and all those. And then there's technical analysts that simply study price movement. And the basic theory behind that is the current price of the market is a reflection of the sum total of the knowledge of all the people trading it at that time.
Right.
So, just as a comparison of the two, the fundamentals are what generally drive the market. But the technicals will usually get you in on that direction 85 to 95% of the time earlier than the fundamentals will show that picture to you.
Right. No, I totally agree.
That's why it's utilized so much in hedge funds and trading and stuff like that, because to make even if you're working on a trading desk at Exxon or, ConocoPhillips or whatever, I mean, for you to pull together a clear picture of world of supply and demand and be able to make a short-term trading decision would be very difficult.
All right. Well, it's interesting. Yeah, because you can ignore fundamentals and just focus on technicals, or you can ignore technicals and just focus on fundamentals. But bridging the two can really pay big dividends. But certainly, if the technicals are wrong, I found for myself, and whether it's precious metals, Bitcoin, whatever, if the technical trend isn't there, then the fundamentals often make no difference whatsoever. Hey, Michael, I want to get in touch with you, connect with you on the web, follow your work. How do we do that?
You can visit my website, which is mooranalytics.com, and Moor is just spelled Moor, and then analytics.com. And you can see a little bit about my background, whatever on there. Or you can reach out to me via email at mooranalysis@gmail.com, and that's mooranalys@gmail.com.
All right. Excellent. There's a link in the show notes to Michael's website. And if you got any questions for him, shoot us an email to kl@kerrylutz.com. And don't forget, sign up for a free newsletter at Financial Survival Network. Michael, a pleasure. Appreciate you coming back on again, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Honored. Thank you very much, sir. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to Kerry Lutz's Financial Survival Network, your solution to today's trying times. For the latest, go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com. Financial Survival Network, now more than ever.